Watching TV has changed over time. Streaming has become the new norm. That's why Golden State Media Concepts television podcast dives headfirst to the world of cord cutting. Want to be on the loop of what's hot in Netflix? Or if it's not a preference, what about original shows in Hulu? We've got you covered. Join us as we fill in the blanks and talk about movies to stream and what show you should be binging. This is the Golden State Media Concepts television podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's the Golden State Media Concepts television podcast. This is Drew hanging out here with you today. I got a pretty cool show for you, a lot of fun stuff here to talk about. Gonna get into it, though. Gonna dive right in, and we're gonna talk about the return, finally, of MacGyver. That's right. The man of innovation himself is coming back to TV. Because we have now officially run out of new content. You can say what you want about comic book movies and comic book shows that use superheroes, but there's a lot of stuff out there on TV that you don't know come from comic books. Preacher, that great new series, that is a comic book. You wouldn't figure because it's a TV show, or it's not a superhero show, but you can say what you will about these ones, but the reason why comic book properties are being turned into TV shows, being adapted into film, is because it's really the last bastion of original ideas and thought anymore. We as millennial generation loving nostalgia and now want this to come back. So MacGyver is next on the list of rehashing 1980s and early 90s television shows. And they got from a guy. He's gonna be younger. You remember old Ricky Dean Anderson? Not really in the youth of his youth. He was kind of headed towards middle age when MacGyver was out. Now they got Lucas Till. That might not be a name that you recognize too formally, but you would recognize him as Havoc in the newer X-Men films. He's also in a new flick coming out called Monster Trucks. And in case you were wondering what that's about, it's about monsters who go inside the truck and control the truck. It's monsters in trucks, man. Somebody just decided to... The concept for Monster Trucks is like that... remember the old, like... The like cartoon drawings of people taking like puns, or they try to take one of those phrases and turn it into like a literal. That's what this is. If like if somebody said penny pincher and they just like literally it was a drawing of someone trying to squeeze the pin. That's what they do. Monster truck. It's a monster inside of a truck, and then someone had that idea and they went to somebody and said, "I want a script about a monster in a truck." And then that script was written, and they took that to a producer, and the producer said, "I want to spend money making this movie." And now they have. But that's not Till's fault. Yeah, so we got MacGyver, man. He's back. I mean, it's essentially following the same... I believe it's the same line, basically like plot. I don't think they're messing with it the original too much. What's weird is the original series was produced by Henry Winkler. It was produced by the Fonz, and he was kind of like almost like a showrunner, which is kind of interesting. So they got it's going to be coming out in October. And they really wanted this. I mean, they put some money into it, from what I've been able to, because they want to bring it back. I don't know. The rehacking of these, I'm honestly, I'm hoping that it becomes successful. I mean, Hawaii Five-0 came back. Hawaii Five-0 was on. Is it even still on? Hell, my grandma watches it. That had some success. I'm hoping that they're hoping for the same type of thing here. I'm hoping McGyver does, and not because I like McGyver. I'm indifferent towards McGyver. What I want is a new rehashing of Quantum Leap. That's what I'm looking for. I'm hoping that McGyver is really just a vehicle to get Quantum Leap back into the fold. Now with today's technology, and you can go check out, I think they have Quantum Leap. I know it just started. It got put up on Netflix. You can go peep that. Young Scott Bakula. That one was a good show. I think you can watch it on Hulu too. But now with today's technology and the type of storytelling that you can do, inserting him into different points in history, I think Quantum Leap, that to me is one that deserves a look. And it would be welcome because you already have these sort of adventure shows, kind of cop shows. MacGyver's kind of that in-between, not necessarily military, not necessarily cop type of thing. But the only thing close to something like Quantum Leap that's out there right now is Outlander, which is it's a time travel show to different points in history. But man, wouldn't that be awesome? Just full on people like my dad wouldn't even know what year he's living in if they made Quantum Leap, where they got, because what I talked about on my last show, Lethal Weapon, which is not the rehashing of a TV show. That was a film. Right now they're turning 80s film franchises, and you know, even older than that. I mean, Training Day is becoming a TV show, but turning 80s and even 70s because The Exorcist is getting into. But turning those film franchises into television, as we're also seeing there with the Russos taking the Warriors to, that's sort of its own wave. But now we're literally seeing television shows from a previous time that will get moved back. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Mission Impossible get put back in that fold either. Mission Impossible, originally a TV show, then turned into a movie franchise. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 5 to 10 years that gets turned into a TV show yet again. But right now we're looking at MacGyver and the commitment that the studio is wanting to put behind that to be successful. I'm hoping that that could lead to something like Quantum Leap getting remade. That would be super sweet. I would love to see a new Quantum Leap show. And we'll see. I mean, honestly, I know there's somebody out there right now looking to do that wants to do that. And I wouldn't be surprised coming out of this as well when you look at these properties that are trying to be redone in film that have existed in film and television. I'm thinking mostly of the Highlander film franchise turned into a television show. Then they made a couple like straight to the bargain bit of Walmart movies regarding Duncan MacLeod. But that's something that has been in reboot development hell for years now, trying to restart the Highlander film franchise. That might be something that I'm hoping somebody like Hulu or Netflix can try to pick up and turn that into a series, because the Highlander and the type of history that's involved with that and the type of storytelling you can do, I think could be really well served to be sort of a 3 to 4 season type show that will give you a full arc, that will give you that full storytelling. So it's nothing is off limits at this point. I can tell you that right now, nothing is off limits as far as to what properties you remember, what properties you've heard of, to be taken from film and television back again. So this is just a starting point. October, we're going to see. I do want to see if they're going to have him wearing the vest. I want to see, or if he's got the mullet. They just have him keep his mullet from the X-Men movies, and he just gets to do that. So we'll see what it's going to look like in this new, early 20s type of MacGyver show that they're going to be putting on. I mean, who knows? It could sink or swim. I think it'll definitely probably get made for a season or two. I don't think they're going to air the pilot and stuff it. Knight Rider, I think that didn't start off as the reboot came as a TV movie, and then they tried it as a series. But nobody, I mean, as far as millennials go, we're not caring about a talking car too much. We want to see, I'm pretty sure this new MacGyver will be doing a lot of business on his smartphone. That's probably going to be another way that he innovates out of things, because you can't use props anymore. People like paper clips. What's that? Just put it in your Dropbox. So we'll see what they're going to have this new MacGyver do. But we'll check that out in October, and then hopefully that leads to some more series getting picked up along the way. So with this arms race for properties, it's just no surprise. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So that concludes the first segment here. When we come back, all of you, I'm pretty sure that we're into The Flash, seeing how the season ended. Got some news coming along that way, as well as may possibly spill into Arrow, concerning a writer and director that is Kevin Smith. This is the Golden State Media Concepts television podcast. We'll be right back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
All right, we are back. It's the Golden State Media Concepts television podcast. I'm Drew. Just got into talking about some new show, MacGyver, coming back. One thing that's coming back as well is Kevin Smith. That's right. They always say into his credits, Clerks and Mallrats, which are the first two movies he made. Also made Dogma, Chasing Amy. Recently went on these sort of really weird type films like Red State, Tusk, Yoga Hosers, which I totally want to see. He's going to be in San Jose here soon. I'm not going to be able to go, though. But I do want to see it. It looks really funny. Kevin Smith, huge comic book guy, as anybody that would have watched anything that he's done knows. He not only has been involved in directing previous episode of The Flash from last season, which would have been considered by many to be the most emotionally moving, where he sees his mom again, sort of the what's it called, like the attack of the dinosaurs. I don't remember the episode. I don't remember episode names to save my life, but he directed an episode of The Flash. He will be coming back in season 3, which for those that have been on different websites, which they've been hinting at, is something called Flashpoint. If you don't know what Flashpoint is, you can check out the DC animated film on Netflix right now. It'll give you a rough idea as to what's going on with that, because the premise starts out the exact same way that season 3 ended, where Barry goes back in time and stops his mother's murder. Now there's going to be a sort of time travel repercussions involved with that. And you can check that out, like I said, and kind of see where they're going to go. Obviously, they're going to have to do some tweaks, because I highly doubt, with what Gotham being on the air right now, they will not be able to infuse the Thomas Wayne story line into it. But it is possible they could do that with Arrow. Now, the whole concept of doing Flashpoint is very interesting, because Flash interplays with Supergirl and will be interplaying with Arrow. This one show has taken on to do something fairly monumental as far as the way a TV is going to go, as far as the through line in seasons, is how will that affect the other shows? How is this going to affect Arrow? If they put Ollie Queen in the Bruce Wayne spot to where Oliver Queen had died and his father lived on and got off the island and he became Arrow. Well, what are you going to do with Stephen Amell? Is he just not going to be on television for a year? There's some questions that are going to be that have to be answered, and obviously I don't think that anybody from the CW or working there at DC haven't thought of these things and how they're going to do it. It's been gangbusters so far, and now they're going to roll over Supergirl to the CW, which really is where she should have been to begin with. They're going to re-air season 1, coming to season 3. So we got Kevin Smith coming back, doing presumably a Flashpoint-like episode. We'll see really where the series is going, whether that plotline will stick around for maybe half season and then he fixes everything. We're going to see. But Kevin Smith returns. He knows he's going to direct episode 7 of the next season. And with that, there's been a lot of talk about him wanting to not just direct, but also write an episode of Arrow. As I previously mentioned, Kevin Smith has history in comics. He really reinvigorated and brought back Green Arrow and saved him from cancellation, just as he did with Daredevil. And one of the characters that he created by the name of Onomatopoeia, it definitely worked in the comic realm. For years he was saying he didn't want anyone to adapt it into live action because he just said it wouldn't work. But he claims that he has a way to make Onomatopoeia work in live action that would be really creepy and really cool. I'm hoping that they do that. I'm hoping they bring him in, at least let him write the episode. And if he gets to direct, that'd be cool. If he was able to bring into Arrow as well as doing Flash, then that would really only leave him at that point to direct one of those episodes where they cross over, which I'm pretty sure he would love to do. He's a huge DC fan, would definitely want to work in both in Arrow sandbox and get them all together. So, I mean, DC, CW is just moving right along, doing a lot of really cool stuff